It begins with a single flame. On a windswept plain, 10,000 years ago, a cupped ember offers more than heat. It offers a center. Around the fire, strangers become a tribe, their voices rising in a new language, forging the first bonds of community. This warmth became trust. The fire held hunger and fear at bay, while speech gave memory a home, allowing cooperation to flourish. Slowly, nomadic bands paused to plant seeds, and that pause gave rise to villages, then cities, and powerful states. In fertile river valleys, bountiful harvests fed new kinds of people: priests, soldiers, and scribes. On tablets of clay, writing turned custom into contract, tracking the grain owed to a temple, the tax due before the flood. Great faiths arose to make sense of it all. Hinduism and Buddhism framed the cycles of duty and release. Confucianism taught order through virtue. Judaism and Christianity bound communities through covenant and hope. Across continents, shared rites and sacred texts wove vast communities together. Soon, new networks would stretch across deserts and oceans. Riding the monsoon winds and the rhythm of the camel bell, Islam flourished, carrying with it not just trade, but law, poetry, and science. Ideas traveled with goods. Paper and gunpowder, inventions that would rewrite the future, spread from east to west. But these connections had a darker side. Plagues followed the caravans, and migrations redrew the maps of the world. The patterns set in these ancient times, of taxes, of cities, of faith and trust, still echo in our world today. Then, the sea winds enabled something bolder, a blue highway that would stitch the continents together. At the dawn of the 16th century, the world changed forever. The Great Columbian Exchange remade diets and economies, as maize and potatoes crossed the water in one direction, while people and unseen microbes crossed in the other. A single global oceanic system was born, and with it, a new way of knowing. Telescopes tilted toward the heavens, challenging ancient certainties. The Enlightenment championed reason and consent, ideas tested in the blood and ballots of the Atlantic revolutions. An age of machines followed. Steam turned coal into relentless power, organizing life by the clock and pulling millions into dense, sprawling cities. This new power forged nations, which turned shared stories into borders and schools. But it also fueled empires, which scrambled to extract and divide the resources of Africa and Asia. For the first time, a truly shared planet began to take shape, first through the scars of trenches and global war, then through the tense, drawn lines of a Cold War. When the empires receded, new nations stepped forward. Movements for civil rights expanded the very meaning of we, and now code and satellites have erased distance, creating a global network of instantaneous exchange. Our lives today, our digital feeds, our global economy, our changing climate, are the direct descendants of those ancient fires, those ocean crossings, and those powerful engines. We stand now inheritors of this entire story. The challenges we face, a changing climate, global pandemics, persistent inequality, are problems born of our interconnectedness. The history of the world is the story of how we became one. The chapter ahead is about whether we can learn to live as one.